And even the ones that are thinking like, why are these black people coming here now? Like, but you reap what you sow. Like, you reap what you
clock it.
You reap what you saw, because there's something I saw. Someone said like colonization planted a seed, and the government or those countries were not able to remove that seed completely. So the fruits are migration. So what do you expect? The same roads that used to take like rubber, gold, cocoa and everything is the same roads that, are taking now migrants full of dreams, hoping for a better future.
Personally, I do believe that colonization never changed. I mean, it never ended. It just changed la façade, just changed the faces.
Of course.
And now they come in the name, we are coming to save you. Because it also makes me wonder, have you ever seen that terrorism only happens in countries that have natural resources?
Tourism?
No, terrorism.
Terrorism?
Yes.
Oh, terrorism.
It only happens in...
It's just a coincidence,
It's
guys.
just a coincidence. We fight all and we're like, we are coming to save you guys. Brace yourself.
Now think about it. Come on, it was just a coincidence that Gaddafi was a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know that
like
the
that.
country didn't have any debts before, and now it does. And it's chaos. It's just a coincidence that his kid died It's just a coincidence. That he was also talking to, so yeah, it's just a coincidence.
Let's talk about Gaddafi. Why do you think, honestly, there is even no question here why what happened to him happened. Obviously, yes, obviously they were scared, and the moment will no longer be dependent on them, it will be the end of them. If one day, and hear me out very well, if one day Africa decides to close its borders, it will be the end of the party for the West. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sophie Alleur, and I'm your host. Welcome to Your View. Today we are discussing one of the most emotionally charged and politically sensitive issues of our time, illegal immigration involving African immigrants. But before ideology, before opinions, let's begin with facts. What is commonly called illegal immigration refers to entering a country without authorization, overstaying a visa, or remaining after asylum rejection. And according to the UN, over 70% of illegal immigration in Africa happens within Africa itself. Yes, you heard me right. It happens within Africa itself. Most of those immigrants move to neighboring countries such as South Africa, Kenya, Nigeria, and Cote d'Ivoire. However, for some reason, migration from Africa to Europe is more visible and highly debated within the political spheres. The International Organization for Migration has reported thousands of deaths in seas, deserts, and of course, we have all heard a story like that. Now, one may wonder why take such a life-threatening risk. The reasons and the list is quite long. For one, economic disparity, youth unemployment, political instability, and extreme poverty. The debate is quite complex, and some of the questions we have asked ourselves on this table is illegal immigration the only pathway for the lower class in Africa to make it financially and build a bright future? Is illegal immigration a failure of our African leaders? And to discuss this topic today, I'm joined by my amazing co-hosts that are here with me. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. And that was...
Feeling good?
Yeah, all right. So,
on my right, I have Mika.
Yeah.
And I have Nesrine. Welcome. So let's get right into this. Ladies first. Talk to me, Nesrine. What do you think on this subject? What's your view?
Well, as you said, I feel like it is debatable because there are pros and cons as to why a person would leave the African continent. Sometimes it's just life, situation, opportunity, your destiny as well. So it all depends on all that. And Yeah, we could discuss this because I could say yes for my own reasons, and then I could also say no. I could go against it, but in the end, it's all about your destiny and what you are meant to do in your life. Yeah.
So you want me to tell you what I think?
Yes.
Migrating, living one place to go to another most of the time is because, you're not finding what you need where you are, so you have to look for it somewhere else. It's as simple as that. If you look at, even in the history, if you, back then when we were wearing almost nothing and just like hunting and looking for fruits and animals to kill. If there's not enough animal in that forest, you go where? You go to another forest.
Look for another one.
For another one, Now, of course, with how things are shaped now we have borders. Borders. Since we have borders now, borders mean border control.
Yes.
Whole government and everything and etc. There's like rules you have to follow and all of that. And yeah, so if they're not finding what they need where they are, they will find it somewhere else, kind of like in a relationship. So if your relationship with your country is not going well, you look for another one.
Side relation.
A little side some. And there's always like an underlying deep and serious situation that is coming from it. People can say migration, leaving your country to go somewhere else. Why? Why would you do that? Okay, maybe economically speaking, it's not going well for you. The opportunities that you're getting, that you used to get or that you are expecting, you study, you do all of that, and then at the end, boom, you have a degree, but it just looks good in your living room, and you just sit there, and you're like, well, might as well go look somewhere else where I can find it.
Yes.
That's one reason. You can't find a job, and at some point, maybe war situation. There's problematics in your country. Maybe there's people fighting for this or that reason, and even those fights that are happening in many other countries around. There's always an underlying cause. If you look at Sudan, there's a cause. If you look at the Christians in Nigeria, there's a cause. If you look at Libya, there's a cause behind it. But what we see is just a pile of bodies and people that are leaving. It is sad, but it is the truth. Now, there's many things we can also add on. People have this view and thinking like the migrants from Africa are mostly going to, Europe, and that's what's said a lot, and maybe that's the fact, maybe that's not. Like you said, a lot of them is intra-Africa. That's good, And even the ones that are thinking like, why are these black people coming here now? Like, but you reap what you sow. You reap what you
clock it.
You reap what you saw, because there's something I saw. Someone said like colonization planted a seed, and the government or those countries were not able to remove that seed completely. So the fruits are the migration. So what do you expect? The same roads that used to take like rubber, gold, cocoa and everything is the same roads that, are taking now migrants full of dreams, hoping for a better future. And it doesn't mean it's going to be better, by the way. That's a side topic. But yeah, and statistically speaking, most of the time, people that are migrating and going to like Europe or other countries, they mostly go to countries or people like a place where there has a system of the people that colonized them. That's why you find a lot of Ivorians in France.
But on the topic, you said something about colonization planted a seed.
Yeah.
So it's not the African that made it to Europe first. It's the European that made it
Let's
to Africa
talk about
first.
it.
So who ventured to the other one?
When they come here, we call them expats. When we go there, illegal immigrants.
We are illegal immigrants. They are expats, And of course, the Moors at some point they were in Spain, etc. But it was not with the same intention. The intention of colonization was control of that place and taking resources and like literally colonizing the whole country. You know, there's someone that say like they came with they came and took what we had with our resources and left us a Bible. And that is someone, I don't even remember who said that, but I was like, because, you know, the first step of
Food for
colonization, they used missionaries.
Yes.
And in one of my special, when I perform, I said it makes sense that they use missionaries, you know. It makes sense that they use a sexual position to fuck us. In one way or another. Sorry for the language, but it is what it is.
Excuse his French, guys.
Back on the immigration. See, I in the beginning I mentioned that, you know, sometimes it's destiny, it's life, it's the way it is. I mean, we don't really know what was the motive behind leaving the mainland. I could say Europe or Europeans to get on a ship for years to come to Africa. We don't know. Why do I say destiny or so?
I think we know. Don't we?
They need us some stuff from us.
We know. They just need us some few stuff here and there.
Getting to the point is, yes, sometimes you do migrate for different reasons. Maybe they were out of resources. Maybe they were out of just looking for a brighter future as well. It's just that, yes, you did highlight that, yes, when it's them coming to us, they're expatriates. But when it's us going to them, it's labeled different. It's all a game of words.
Okay. Devil's advocate here. The citizens of that country, or those countries in general, they complain. Not only Europe, by the way, even Africa, like South Africa, for example. They're like, you are putting too much pressure on our welfare, on our welfare system. And they're like, you know what, we are paying taxes so that it can benefit us first. By you coming, you just get on a boat, or you get on a plane, get here, and start living off our hard work. We as citizens, we are barely able to afford life. With the inflation, with everything going on, with bills piling up, we are barely making a living. But you are coming and, you know, you're just benefiting just like that. Something that I as a citizen have lived years and years in my own country, and I've never been able to live off the way you are living. You come, for example, with 5 kids and you get a certain amount per kid, whereas I only have 2 and I'm not getting as much help as you are getting. So I can understand the frustration, and I can understand, I'm not excusing it, but I can understand where the racism can start from. And sometimes it's not just racism. They're like, why are you here? Why are you doing all of this? So what do you say to them? What would you say to them?
Ladies first, or should I?
Ladies first.
So why are you here? I mean, again, humans have been migrating way before borders, as Mika said. It's something that we do, just trying to find a living, just to find another way out.
But why do I have to bear your problems? It's none of my business that, you know, things are going on in your country. I'm already dealing with my own problems. Why do I have to deal with yours?
Well, there's a saying, they say a friend in need is a friend indeed. So yes, it's true. Why do you have to deal with problems? You don't really have to. But it's something that some people or some places have put together to help. Because you see, people could be leaving their countries for war. It's not their choice. They didn't choose for their country to be at war. People can migrate for food. People can migrate for opportunity and multiple reasons. And the friend indeed is the one who will help you in that tough time. So in that sense, yes, you could choose to help, you could choose not to help, that's all up to you. Except some places have implemented a system or a way to help people in these situations, whereas others, they just choose to just not deal with it.
Turn the other way.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all about destiny.
I mean, so there's like, for the side of, there's the side of South Africa, like you said, and some of the countries around, and also in Europe. And both have the same in those both situations, they would be having the same type of thought, like, why are they here? You know, like, and it makes sense that they would be wondering that. Well, there's reasons as to why they're there, just like you said. Maybe there's war, maybe there's all of that. But let's just remember that some borders were drawn with just rulers, bro. Like a ruler. Someone just did this.
Bring me
you know,
one
like,
ruler,
someone
then,
just
like,
did
well,
this.
there is a
You
mountain
can see,
here,
by the way,
let's
you can
go
see
like
some.
this.
You can see on the, if you look at the African map, you can
Yes.
see some countries, and you see like a 90-degree. You're like, bro, 90. Who did this?
What were you on?
Like, what were our ancestors thinking? It's not our ancestors, you know. So, and you would find some families that are like on both sides, you know. And maybe one of the other families like,
Facts.
hey, we're good here.
Yes.
You want to pull up? And then they come,
Yes.
and then, you know, in order to make their lives better compared to where they were before. And on a deeper and personal level, I'm thinking, because, you know, my mom was born a refugee. If she had not had the opportunity, it was not easy. We're not going to go in details. It was not easy at all. She explained it to me. It was bad, but she still fought through it just like many others that were in her situation. And she was able to have this wonderful human being that you see here. And if it wasn't for countries doing such things and allowing some citizens or I mean some migrants to come and find shelter from a situation or a problem, we wouldn't be having people being alive and going forward, you know. But the ones I don't feel pity for are the ones in Europe. Okay, maybe sounds. I don't feel pity. You came here.
Yes.
Okay.
We did not invite you. We did not even know that you were existing before.
And exactly, and here's the thing that people don't understand. They think colonization is over, political colonization is over, but economic colonization is still there. You know, why would we have 14, if I'm not mistaken, countries having their money printed in France?
Mind blowing.
CFA. And it was back then called Colonie Française d'Afrique. And now they changed just the name to just
Yes.
they changed the
To
name
make it
just to make it
soft.
sexy and everything. Why do you think Niger is having so many problems? Because
Yes.
2/3 out of their light bulb in France is lit up by the uranium that is coming from there. Like it just
Yes.
you just follow the money. You just follow where it makes sense, and that is where you find the actual economic colonization that is still going. And when it's still going. For it to be sustainable, you need to be able to create chaos in that place.
Yes.
For you to be able
so
to
that you can
control
come help save the poor Africans.
you know, and of course we have to keep sending it. Also, you know, not control only what's happening on the ground, but also the narrative. You know,
Yes.
how it looks. They are bombing because of this, because of that. So then you show those little kids with, like, you know, flies
Yeah, the
on
fly
their
that never
head,
moves.
and then, you know, like they're fighting because of this. But we know who's funding them, and we know like the reason as to why you're doing that. It is as clear as day. But don't be surprised if after causing chaos,
Those people
they
are
come to
running.
your door, be like, yo, so what's up? It's
Here.
bad at home. And back
Open the
then
door.
you sold us this dream that this place is better and what we see and everything. So we are here to check it out. If it's true. So yeah, if it's true. And most of the time it's not even true per se, but you know, you just gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
It's a little window of hope. When you give
Yeah.
a little window of hope to someone who's in need, they will take it.
They'll
They
take
will,
it. They'll do anything they can.
Definitely. I mean, they took the window. Why not?
At this point, it's just
Why
the whole
not?
gate.
They did not take a window.
Taking the gate
They removed the gates.
all the way. We just go. So yeah, people be doing that.
Personally, I do believe that colonization never changed. I mean, it never ended. It just changed la façade. It just changed the faces.
Of course.
And now they
Of
come
course.
in the name, we are coming to save you. Because it also makes me wonder, have you ever seen that terrorism only happens in countries that have natural resources?
Tourism?
No, terrorism.
Terrorism.
Yes.
Oh, terrorism.
It only happens
it's-
in...
It's just a coincidence,
It's
guys.
just a coincidence. We find and we're like, ooh, we are coming to save you guys. Brace yourself.
Now think about it. Come on, it was just a coincidence that Gaddafi was a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know
just
that
like
the country didn't have any debts before, and now it does. And it's chaos. It's just a coincidence that his kid died a couple of. It's just a coincidence that he was also talking to, you know. So yeah, it's just a coincidence.
Let's talk about Gaddafi. What
Yeah.
do you think? I mean, honestly, there is even no question here why what happened to him happened.
Well, he's
obviously,
dead. So,
yes. Well,
yeah.
obviously they were scared, and the moment will no longer be dependent on them. It will be the end of them. If one day, and hear me out very well, if one day Africa decides to close its borders, it will be the end of the party for the West. That's my opinion. Caught me on that. But back on Gaddafi.
Yeah.
Do you really believe, because, I mean, we have been sold this idea that he was a dictator, and honestly, who even came up with this, democracy that?
Nah, there's a
Democracy!
Now, here's the thing. I love the terminology that they use. It is so precise.
Yes.
Because they have an objective. They have an image they want to sell. He is a dictator. Now, I didn't know him personally. He wasn't my guy. So I can't tell you for a fact. But he is a dictator. But mind you, the country had no debt. Every barrel, you know, when they put, you know, barrel of oil, when they put the money up for it, when they're selling it, Libyans would get a part of that money. If I remember correctly, like a slice of bread was like like a bread was like $0.40, something like that. It was very little. It was back then. So
They will give you free money.
And when you see it, and when you get married, they would give you like, if I remember, it was $10,000, something like that.
I think it was 5,000.
5,000. I don't know. They would give you money.
Yes.
Okay. In which country would you get money if you get married? First of all, the country.
My dear, let's get married tomorrow.
Which country would be like, you're getting married? Hey, listen, no.
Give me your account number.
What we do is the family WhatsApp group, and we're like, hey man, where are they? You know, that's what we do. But if you look at what he was doing and what he was planning on doing, he was planning on evolving not only the country itself, but also of the continent in a way, you know. And when you look where it is and how it is now, then it's not the same. But I love the way they just picture, you know, like talk about it, dictator, they paint him and etc. But we have Trump, and Trump is labeled as, you know,
the savior,
an independent man, a very strong-willed. Goes on islands, but that's okay. It's just leisure. But still, you know.
I mean vacation.
It's just vacations, you know, vacations. And they were like, no. And it's beautiful how he would be against, you know, immigration, and his wife is American,
certain country,
yes, has some very revealing pictures online. But anyway, it's not like I'll watch them for research purposes, guys. But you know, I love the fact that they would portray us. Not that I love it. It's funny to me that they would portray us in one way and portray themselves in another. But I guess since for now they're on the victory side in one sense, they're the ones that write the history because they have that capacity to do that. But if you were to ask maybe Libyans right now, some of them wouldn't agree. Maybe, you know.
Of course.
Different.
Of course.
I want to go back to your quote.
Yeah.
If African closed borders, yes, you're right. We would be absolutely okay and independent. But in a way, this is my perspective, wouldn't that be like repeating history? Like, yes, we would survive on our own. We have the lands, we have the minerals, whatever. But personally, I believe we need each other.
Yes.
Because yes, white man came, sorry for quoting it this way, but they came on the boat. Let's not overlook the fact that some of them they had knowledge, we had resources. They have this, we have that. Like, you know, in that case, where I feel we need each other in that sense.
Yeah.
But my issue is it has to be done fairly.
And getting to the fairly side, do you really think, let's talk about it, do you really think they want to pay the real price of whatever they're taking here?
Of course
Do you really
not.
think
Like
we'll play it fair?
Of course not. Anybody that goes and buy tomatoes here in the market, they'll be like, ah, mama,
Check
even
this
you,
out.
Be serious. She's like, it's 500. You're like, ah.
200.
Okay, if I give you 50, you're like, ah, already? Like, you're already trying to, like, so it's in the human nature of the greed, wanting more. We just have to fight that side. But, I agree with you. We do need each other. We do need, there's some expertise that we have that they don't, and that they do.
But I beg to differ. I
Vice
beg to
versa.
differ. When we say there is some expertise they have that we don't, I think it's a little bit nuanced because they come here, they take the brightest mind we have, they take them to wherever they're from, they give them nationality, and now they're called citizens. But where are they from? That's a question.
But not all.
Not all, which is true. When an African is doing well and making Africa proud, they're not called Africans, they're called Englands, they're called Americans, they're called French. But they're to fuck up.
Yeah.
That African man, we send it to.
Yeah, it's just...
That's how they all are. So to get back to the point, yes, we definitely do need each other in a certain sense, but I think this game cannot be played fair. And for so long, we have been on the other side of bargaining a contract that only benefits one party and never the other. And for that reason, I think we have to be as strict as they are. The same way as an African, you cannot go to any of those countries visa-free. They should never be allowed to come here visa-free.
Yeah, but also...
And we should be as strict as they are. Because anyway, what is good for the geese is good for the gander. Go ahead.
Now, you see, exactly going back to my point of doing it fairly, it goes back to that point. You see, it's rules, we're playing by their rules. Like they set these rules through colonization, they brought us civilization. Now we're going with their rules, yeah? And yes, you have a point. Some of those rules are biased, where it benefits them mostly. But see, if we are to follow their rules, okay, do it and request that it's done fairly in the sense that, okay, you do it like this, we do the same. You do it like that, then we'll do the same. This is our condition, these are our terms, this is it. I feel like that would kind of set a balance to this unfairness. We also have to have agachiro, like we take our agachiro and pride, voila. We take our pride and just work with their ways. Because whether we like it or not, their rules, their ways are already implemented. Colonization has done its effect. It is what it is. The world is moving in this way. But whatever it is, we should just adapt, as all Africans have always, from slavery, from all those Africans that migrated and everything. They've adapted. Just adapt and find a way to make it fair. Now that, I feel like that should be the main focus, to make it make sense.
But the problem that we have there, I agree with you, we need to make it fair, but it's just like the human body in a sense. You need to be coordinated in order to, make a movement, walk, and everything. When you're injured on your arm, you will adapt. There's even a saying, in our language, if you have an issue with your leg, then you'll learn how to walk with the issue of that leg. But it's never been a saying about when your head is not going well. Because if you check when you're not good, you have a problem here, you can do the problem here. When headache comes, here is a problem. So one of the problems that we have is also the people that are the head and the people that are leading in order to make the fairness actually work. Now, do they want that? Or are they benefiting from the fact that it is like this? Because, once again, human greed and human nature, they'd be like, let me just help me and my friends and my car village and all of that and get all of the money that is coming, from the white man or from this or from the Chinese or from the Russian and et cetera, for me, for just a, So when we have that at the head, then the body's not going to follow, which will push people to then say, like, it's not going well here. Let me just go. let me just go where I'm appreciated, where the brain that I have, the talent that I have, and everything that I have is appreciated. Which on the other side, they're like, ha, bring. And then they'll just, opportunity.
See the potential.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hence why I feel we need each other.
Yeah, we do need
That's
each other.
it.
I agree with you 100%. We do. Honestly, I do agree with you. But also at the same time, we do need the people that have a certain mindset that is on the same wavelength into what we both want. If I come to you in good faith and I'm like, you know what, let's make this fair. And you have that good faith also as well, then we do have a chance to make it fair. But if on either side there's a problem, then everything collapses. And that is what I'm saying. That's what the problem is for me. I'm thinking.
Yeah, with BRICS coming in the picture, do you feel like we have hope for fair trade?
BRICS?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Or is it another colonization that has just changed the name?
Change can be scary most of the time, but also it brings hope. So there might be some opportunities. There might be some possibilities, given how BRICS has many countries from many different continents. So there might be, some positive and some ways that it can be done. But let's just be careful in saying that. Let's hope that it's not the same, but with different marketing.
Careful and mindful. Because, if you don't want history to repeat itself, take notes. So exactly, so it doesn't repeat itself.
On this note, I have one last question I would like us to end with. This entire chaos that is going on, I believe we also have to take accountability.
Of course.
We are
definitely.
We can be quite corrupt. We can be quite corrupt in many ways. Nepotism gets in the way, where positions are not given to the ones that deserve it, but the ones who know someone who knows someone who knows someone to get them in power. And that is not done by the white men, it's done by us. If we can change that, that will definitely be one step forward. Like I was saying, the reason why we are here is because we have been convinced that the West is always better. We have been convinced that we cannot do this. So my question is, how do we decolonize our minds? They took enough time. They invested in colonizing our mindset, and see how we can decolonize our minds and build a bright future without necessarily feeling like you have to live home. And when I'm talking about home, I'm talking about Africa. Go ahead, Nisrin.
Decolonize, I like that. And I think the only cure to what you have mentioned is to first of all know our history, the facts, and know where we come from, how it actually happened, not the sugar-coated, not the version they're trying to feed us.
Not the Vix's version,
Yes. Just dig deep, know the truth, know your truth, come to your own conclusions, and read, be knowledgeable, learn. Because if you ask me, the colon, he came here and he saw opportunity. We saw a rock. He came, he saw gold. Or he saw, gold down. He saw, diamond. It's a rock.
You could come.
It's a stone. Like to us, it was nothing but a stone. We just wanted the vegetation. Our focus was eating, building our village, having a few wives, kids, being healthy.
And that's it.
But the colon, he came and he saw, this stone has value. I can do this out of it. I can make that out of it. This can come out of it. Or they'll explore and experiment. Whereas an African, he's fed, he's well. I'm not saying all, I'm saying the majority. They're happy, they're satisfied with what they have. So, yes, in order to fix it, which I feel like we're already on that path, we're already on the way. People going to school, getting educated, learning the history, finding out for themselves. Thank God for internet right now. Again, internet is white man's making. But, well, I can't say it's all of it, but most of it we know is from them. But it has all the knowledge right here in our palm with our phones and everything. Just educate yourself. Don't spend time scrolling. Because in everything that is invented, there is a distraction. So you choose Do you want to be distracted, spend hours scrolling on nonsense and memes? We all do, I mean, I'm guilty. But, or do you want to spend your time doing some research? Dig deep, know what's going on, to know how to move forward in that sense. So when it comes again, you're mentally prepared. You're ready to, I've seen this before, I've read this before, or I know what we can do with this. This is not just a rock, we can do this with it. Like, to be innovative, actually, that's what I say. It also goes back to the point where you say, okay, some people migrate to Europe or to the West hoping to find opportunity, because some people, I'm not saying all, again, I'm not generalizing, I'm saying some people could have knowledge or could have the degree, and the potential is overlooked here. Because you'd rather give the nephew the position, or what, instead of seeing
small nepotism.
Instead of seeing the potential of this person who has actually studied, seeing the brain, looking at the bigger picture, what this person's potential can do. When the West sees that, they're like, oh, you know what, come, we'll give you nationality, let's pick your brain. What can you do for us? And bam, you see this African is all of a sudden European or American, and the knowledge, phew, gone.
Because have you seen that when they're fighting us, for example, what was going on in Burkina Faso with Ibrahim Traoré, they sent a black American, the general that they sent to convince the population that this guy is stealing from you guys and we need to save you. They always use a black man to fight another black man. And there is this saying, I think it was the Ghanaian president that, remind me his name, Kwame Nkrumah, yes. He was saying that when I'm fighting for Africa, I use one hand because I'm using the other one to fight my fellow Africans that are trying to stop me from helping Africa. So the fact that they always use a black man to fight us, it shows that there is truly no unity between us, and that we are so easily, some of us obviously, some of us are so easily deceived and corrupt just for peanuts. Literally just for peanuts compared to what your generation can benefit.
Yeah. Her tongue is burning. She wants to say something. Her tongue is burning. Like,
talk to me.
It's a way.
Yeah.
You see, it's a tactic. It's like a war tactic. They will use what you're familiar with. They'll not send a white man to talk to the village. No, they'll send someone that looks familiar, someone that looks like you, like your brother, to come and speak to the people to destabilize. It's actually a tactic. All this they've used.
Yeah.
They've used our leaders against us way in the past, to sell slaves to them. It's an old tactic. This is why I say dig in your history, dig in deep. You will find a way out. Like when you notice these things, you will not let the propaganda come through. They will not send someone who doesn't look like you to convince you of something. They'll send something that looks familiar to destabilize, like in that sense. See, yes, they'll use Africans in Africa. They'll use an Arab-looking man in Arabs. They'll use a white-looking man, depending on where they want what. That's a tactic they've been using since time. Like by now, we should be familiar with this.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a surprise. Yeah.
It shouldn't. We should be able to see through it. Like, we've seen this before.
Yeah.
And again, it's a tactic.
Don't learn from history. It's going to repeat itself anyway.
Big time.
Yeah, and to answer to your question about decolonization, I think of the mindset and everything, it has to start with education, like she was saying, but from kids. Like leadership in itself needs to be fixated on that thing, like this is what we're going to be doing. And start with that education of kids to make them understand that it doesn't mean that elsewhere is better. Now, of course, politically and economically speaking, you need to make your place better for them to see that what you're saying is true. And then also we need to change the curriculum. The history and everything that we're learning, we still use the same system or some system that is not from here, so you're bound to, in the history, the history lessons that I had in my class had little to nothing to do with Africa per se. I had a very little section, and then the rest of it, oh my friend, bro, les sans caleçons et tout ça, all of that, bro, like the French going crazy, Jeanne d'Arc being burnt and all that. Who is Jeanne d'Arc? I don't even know. I understand if you want to learn, like, you know, general knowledge, and that's good, you know, but at least we need to start from here. You know, we need to start. I used to get beaten at school to speak my native language. Do you
Can you
understand
imagine?
how bad, even today in some schools it still happen. Do you understand do you understand how we are our own enemies? Because we
Yes.
can throw the blame elsewhere for as long as we want, and that is okay. But most of the time, you have to look inwards in order to be able to shape outward and be better. So you can't tell me that a little kid who is 5, 6 years old, learning how to speak and going to school, that kid says one word in Kinyarwanda or in Kirundi, and Wacha! You know, like, your teacher becomes jelly in that moment. Why? And even that person beating you for speaking that language, while they're beating you, why are you doing this? And then you're like, wait, should I, like...
That's a successful colonial strategy.
Yeah,
So
so...
sometimes you're out of your culture and your language.
So, and they have been doing that for a long time, and it still works if we don't put things in place that focuses not only on our history, on how things used to be, or how things are, and not see medicine that we used to have back then as witchcraft, because it used to work. And you know, Jikakarubamba, bro, it's good. It works, bro. Muravumba, you know, so you see, like, we need to start that at a younger age, so that in the hopes that in like 2 or 3 generations, it becomes something that is instilled in like the whole population, and they understand that what we have is strong, important, and can get us somewhere. And when we need help, when we need something else, we will reach out to the people that have that knowledge and then do something about it.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, gang shit.
Yes,
Gang,
we
gang,
know.
gang.
Yes, we know.
Allow me
Yeah.
to divert.
Yeah.
We have all heard, we have all seen that Rwanda has signed a deal with a certain country we will not mention.
Yeah.
But actually, let's mention it.
Yeah,
We have signed a deal with the US
yeah,
to send illegal immigrants to Rwanda.
yeah.
And it is part of, I guess, ways of fighting against illegal immigration.
Out there, yeah?
Right?
Okay.
But the question I have, honestly,
Hi, Americans now. Before you bomb, and now you have problems. You're like, why are they here? You bombed their place.
Let's
What
send
do you
them to-
expect? The house is not there. Come on.
I mean, oh, why are you here? You just
But
come to me.
anyway, my
Did I?
bad,
Really?
my
Where's the
bad.
proof?
My bad.
Right?
Yeah.
Back to the topic. So,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we're not against them coming here. Welcome. But a question I have, Rwanda is amazing. We have done a lot of work to get to where we are today, especially looking at the history and everything. I think we have come a long way.
Yeah.
But a question I have, are we truly ready for this? Do we have the financial capacity? Do we have the resources? Do we have everything needed to be able to host such a great number of people? Not forgetting that we are already dealing with our own problems. We are already dealing with unemployment. We are already dealing with inflation, everything going on. And now we want to add salt to injury. Like, are we truly ready for this?
I wouldn't say salt to injury. You know, personally, first, I think being a Rwandan, I feel proud that our country in only 32 years has now healed and built to a level where we are able to finally help our neighbors from what we suffered. You know, because previously in the 90s, most Rwandans were fleeing to other places. And now, thank God to all the leaders we have and how far we've made it, the stability they've been able to put together for us is enough to start helping our neighbors who are also in need. I think it's something we should take pride in. Yes, there are challenges with being exposed with other ethnic groups and everything. Let's not forget that the other people from everywhere hosted us, thinking the same, like in all these fears. But when you look at the reality, yeah, some of the Rwandans went out there and made it, while the others were here suffering, all sorts of things. So going back to the point, like, I feel proud that we are now able to actually help. Yes, with exposure comes a lot of challenges, but at the same time, on the brighter side, we'll also benefit a lot from their knowledge, from where they come from. We'll finally get support and help, because again, looking back, 94, it's like Rwanda kind of skipped a little piece of evolution, you can say that. But now if we put all our brains together, they can come with their business minds, their traditions and cultures, yes, they will come in whether we like it or not, but that's why we need to stand strong on ours, and also teach them ours as they teach us theirs. They might even expose us to certain things that we never thought we could. They could help us evolve, as a matter of fact, because again, they're all coming here, they're in need, and the person in need is going to work day, night, hard, is going to put everything to get somewhere.
Yeah.
So it could actually even be a positive thing where they give us a boost. They help us. Like, they go in the villages and teach them what they know from their farms. What they know, how to avoid this from that. They could help us grow.
I don't know if you have seen it. Some of these immigrant, by the way, I agree with you, Nasrin. That's a very good point. Some of these immigrants they're sending are criminals.
Okay.
Drug dealers.
Okay.
Yes, cannibals. Some who are involved in cannibalism.
Now you
Yes.
trust the white man telling you like they did this.
Some are.
Now,
some
well,
are.
I can't expect.
I'm not saying
they're
all
from-
of them that are coming. That's what
you
they're
shouldn't.
doing.
You shouldn't
but-
fall into the fear and the propaganda that is. Maybe some of them didn't do the right things at some point, but it doesn't mean all of them. That's one.
Yeah, of course.
And two, the ones that might have done it and etc. I think Rwanda is equipped in order to deal with them efficiently. And three, let's not fall into fear, and generalize, because they're. How far have we fallen back as humans to a point you see someone in need and you're like, yeah, but am I ready to welcome you at home? Even if I have a little something, I don't know what you've been going through. You might be having some little food at home and then one person comes. It's not enough for you. Like, you know what? Let's just split. But what is this person going to be doing? They're going to be grateful. And when they're grateful, in a sense, I understand, it means two more hands that can help you do the job. It means it's someone that is going to be there with you. If they're coming here and looking for a better opportunity, they might find it, and they are going to help the country evolve in one way or another. And if something, and of course, there's going to be some friction. Like when people come from different cultures, there's going to be friction.
Yes.
Like, for instance, there's cultural shock. There's a tribe, I don't remember, I think it's in Gabon or something like that. There's that tribe. The man is never the one choosing the wife. It's the wife that chooses the man. And in the way they do it, the men are wearing like the petit cache-sexe, and they dance in front of the women. The women are in charge the women are in charge of everything.
Yes.
Economy, politics in that tribe. They're in charge of everything. The men are in charge of everything that would need strength and labor, like going fishing and etc. And making kids. That is their role. In order to be chosen, they have to dance, avec leur cache-sexe. And when they're dancing, and the women are just sitting there looking at the guy. They're like, what do you think about this one? What do you think about this one? Mini, mini, mani, mo. And when they chose, they just take a little plate of specific fish, and then they give it to the guy. Now, the guy can never say no. If they say no, they bring shame to the family. Now, you're going to go, and then you're going to live with that woman. Now, all this that I've just said, you tell that to Rwandans to do it, they'll think you're crazy. Cultural shock. So they can, people can come with different cultures and there will be cultural shock. But I think where we stand should be like, this is our culture, this is yours. Let's learn from each other. Let's see how it is. It doesn't mean it's bad. you respect each other, but also you might learn something, one or two things from them. You know, and I believe Steve Jobs was an immigrant, or the kid of an immigrant. So we might get one of them. Yeah, you don't know. Let's just see if we get a 66. Yeah, so, you know, I don't think I think Rwanda is ready for it. Rwanda is ready for it.
Yeah.
And even if we're not, we will be. Because culturally speaking, we are a country that is welcoming. We used to have, when someone would, you know, like we didn't have electricity, so you would travel by foot. Then you get, you don't have any other choice. Take your own 2 feet and then you just go. Maybe donkey, I don't know. And when the sun is setting, so it's getting dark, and you see a place, and you go to them, and you ask them for help. They'll welcome you in their house. They'll give you a place to stay. They'll even give you umuraza, which is someone that would come and, you know, take care of you. You know, just saying. But what I'm trying to say here is, culturally, back in the days, we are people that are welcoming. And it shouldn't change because times are changing because of what we're hearing or because of some of the scars that we have in the past. Yeah.
That's
another comment on that. I feel like you hear they're sending us criminals and what labeled by them.
It's labeled by them.
They label Gaddafi as a criminal.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela is also a criminal.
Yeah.
And the list goes on. But I'm a strong believer that people deserve a second chance. And I feel like our country is also ready to keep people and things in
check.
Like I'm confident in that because we put it back.
Yeah.
We put it back together. So yes, even if they do come, people labeled there as criminals. What crime did they commit really? How deep? Murderers. I mean.
And if they serve their time,
you know, some of them are forgivable. Others actually are knowledgeable. Some things not because of their conditions of life over there. We don't know how the West is. And I know it can be very tough out there. It can make anyone snap. But coming here could also change the environment, make our very, a very smooth atmosphere. So it could be a place for them to recover and start all over. They could be knowledgeable in a lot of things, I'm not defending criminals.
Do you want to tell us something, Nasrin? Do you have a confession to make?
Were you a criminal?
It's a safe space. Don't worry. Talk to us.
Why are you a criminal?
Why are you a criminal? Who is a criminal?
You are a criminal.
Some things it depends. Like you see, for instance, I've watched what was that? The one with the heist.
Oh, Money Heist, Casa de Papel.
Yeah. Look how smart they are to put it all together. Yes, it was a dumb move.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
well, was it dumb?
No. Intelligence. If you don't bring it, and it's okay, we give you another chance. Just don't.
How many hackers are used by secret services because they're good at doing that?
Utilize the knowledge. There's a brighter side to it, but I'm not defending criminals.
No, we got it. We heard it.
It's just a second chance.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining me for this conversation.
Thank you very much.
Anything you would like to add?
Can't wait for the next.
Cool. Stay tuned. And thank you so much for joining us for this conversation today. It was a pleasure discussing with this brilliant mind on this complex topic. If you have any opinion, any, different view, this is your view. So express your views. We'll catch you on the next episode. It was a pleasure. Take care.